Hey there, so it's going to be a short intro because I've got a big video to do. A long time ago, I did a video where I basically showed my horror Blu-rays. And that was a long time ago, so I got a lot more to show right now. I'm going to be excluding the Arrow and the Scream Factories for this video because you guys have seen those ad nauseum. But I thought it was a good time to like really do an epic video to update that, and you're going to see a lot of stuff here. You're going to see some cool collector stuff. You're going to see a lot of different companies. I'm going to see some digibooks, some steelbooks, and we'll get to that as soon as I come back. A complete horror Blu-ray collection. So if you like horror and you're into that type of stuff, if you just like watching movies, this is probably going to be podcast length, so it may be something you can put on in the background if you like to do that. And I know a good friend of mine, Leroy, does. So here goes. So I was just about to do the video when I realized I had a few more to grab. So I went out and I grabbed them. So let's just get right into this. This is my entire Blu-ray horror collection. I think I pretty much got everything here. I just left out the Arrow and Scream Factory because you guys see those in various videos. Though if you want me to do an update on one of those down the road, I'd say wait till I get back from England, and then that's a better time for doing an update on those. See what we got then. So start off with the horror comedy, so because there's gonna be like horror comedy in there, uh, but one that has been put into this, and that is the digibook, basically the 35th anniversary edition, yep, of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It is a gorgeous digibook. I have this movie in a couple different formats now, and if you guys know me, you know that this is one of my favorite musicals of all time. It's just very cool. Uh, I was in love with Little Nell. That was my dream girl love. It wasn't like Janet. It was Little Nell, so that was the one I liked. I have the documentary, and it's a horror documentary, so I'm including it, and that is The Birth of the Living Dead. I got this as a Zavvi exclusive. Uh, it's a really good one. Apparently there are so many copies, but I think you can buy it on DVD normally. But I think Zavvi had it as a Blu-ray, and I don't know if Him has watched this one with me yet or not. But I did watch this one, and it talks about like the kind of like the a lot of the different aspects of the film, and like a lot of the political aspects as well of what was going on at the time. It's a really great documentary. I really recommend it. You can get it as a in a pack as on DVD. And I think at least for a limited time, maybe I'm not sure if it's. I think the cover's the same in all of them, but I think Zavvi had an exclusive to it on Blu-ray, at least in the UK. So I do recommend that one there. Next up is, well, they're not going to be done in like company order or anything like that, so there's going to be a couple from this company, but just as I found them. And it is M, Fritz Lang, classic film. Peter Lorre is haunting in this film. This is a great film. It's a visual masterpiece, and kind of like almost kind of makes you feel like sympathetic sort of for a child character. He does a great job in this film. If you haven't seen M, I do really recommend it. Anything by Fritz Lang, pretty much I can recommend. Next up is a modern day classic. Well, it's actually a good one, and it's My Bloody Valentine 3D. Now this is the one with the four pairs of glasses, and the glasses actually they're My Bloody Valentine, right? But they actually promote the Saw 6 on there. So coming in, uh, it's got a 3D, and it's got a second disc, which is the digital copy, which is, I don't remember. I think I used the digital copy. I'm not sure. No, I didn't use the digital copy. Maybe. Did I buy this one used? If I buy this one used, no, I think I bought this at Dollarama, to be honest with you, so probably not. Digital copy's probably out of date by now with these old ones. But I did like this one. Actually, this one had Keir Smith, right? And Jensen Ackles? Yeah, Keir Smith, Jensen Ackles, Jamie King. I did really enjoy this one here. I think they missed out on having 3D Moosehead beer, because if you saw the original My Bloody Valentine, you know the Moosehead beer is a huge part of that film. I guess maybe they were sponsored by Moosehead or something because it's all over the film. But this one here, the remake, Doesn't like have a single, like not even a scene with the Moosehead sign or anything. And I did speak to Todd Farmer, who wrote the film, and I told him, you missed out by not putting a Moosehead beer scene in there. But I digress. Next up is Troll Hunter. Actually, this is a pretty cool movie. It's been a while since I watched this one. So, the polarizing, yet people either love this one a lot or they just kind of liked it, and that is The Cabin in the Woods. I pretty much loved this one up till the ending, and I thought the ending was just a little bit too straightforward for the film. It started clever, and it had a lot of clever things in it, but I felt the ending was just by the numbers, and a little bit too Buffy for its own good for a theater film. But there's a lot of great things about this film that I can't say the acting's good in this film. There's some really there's some really clever dialogue, and there's some really bad dialogue, to be honest with you. But especially for Whedon, kind of runs that line of like clever and groan-inducing. And if you like Buffy and Angel and shows like that, like in Firefly, like I do, that's that can be great. And then there's shows like The Dollhouse, where it doesn't come off as well. But overall, I think this is a really good one. As you guys know, I showed this in my last video, my MGM collection, so I won't spend a lot of time on it here. It's the Blu-ray edition of The Last House on the Left. It's a favorite of mine. It's one that I do watch every once in a while, and it's a hard watch, and not for everybody. Would not say I would not tell the kid you say to get the kiddies and go watch Last House on the Left, because that's not going to happen. Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Again, this is another one that I found actually kind of creepy. My late aunt, my Aunt Marion, was having her little boy. He's like in his 20s now. Justin actually, and she rented this movie, Pet Sematary. She did not know, and there's the scene with the truck and the little boy, and it freaked her out. And obviously, she's pregnant. She knows she's having a boy, and they've got a scene with a transport truck running over a little boy. Now, Hind, I think, probably wouldn't watch this one because there's a cat scene. She's like, shaggy little boy getting killed. There's a cat that dies in this movie. But he's kind of an evilish cat, so we'll go. It's okay. Next up is, I don't have many of these on Blu-ray. I do want to get all of these on Blu-ray on their own, and I do want the set. The set has no features on it, but if I can get it for really cheap, I wouldn't mind having it just to have all of them in one collection. A lot of people are not huge fans of these. Some of them are better than others, but I think as a series, it was pretty fun. And this is Saw, the final chapter. So we got the Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy edition right here. But the really cool thing about this one is that it's all the kills. 52 Ways to Die. We're carrying the traps from the Saw film. So pretty much all the kills, all the the traps from every Saw film is on this here. Next up is a double feature, and I found this one at a store in Corner Brook when we were visiting a while back. I'd been looking for this one for a while, and I did want to go online just to get this one because I knew it wasn't that it wasn't expensive. Or it wasn't expensive at the time anyway. I'm not sure if it's still in now. It's a Mill Creek release, so probably not expensive. But it's Mr. Sardonicus and Brotherhood of Satan. I actually like both of those films. Brotherhood of Satan is a real cheese fest classic that I do like. Mr. Sardonicus is I think it's a really good film. Definitely worth checking out. Mr. Sardonicus is William Castle, right? Yeah, and got Guy Rolfe as Mr. Sardonicus. And if you are a Puppet Master fan, then I should not have to tell you why Guy Rolfe's name is important. And in case you're not a Puppet Master fan, he's Andre Chalon, the guy that makes the puppets. I only have one of these. I got a couple DVDs of it as well, but these have a couple of my favorites on here and one of my least favorites. It's a Masters of Horror one. I found this one at a Dominion, actually for less than $5, for under $5. It's got doesn't have a lot of features. That's the sad thing, is that when they put these on Blu-ray, they actually took out a lot of the features that are on the DVD editions. So I actually want to get the Season 1 and Season 2, the DVD sets, but they're very expensive. and they're very hard to come by because they're both out of print. One's like shaped like a skull, and one's got a kind of a crypt type thing in there. And it's Masters of Horror Season 1. It's got Incident on and Off Mountain Road, which is Don Coscarelli. I really love that one. Dance of the Dead. I hate that one. It's a horrible one. I really didn't like it at all. I don't think I liked anything but Dance of the Dead. I just didn't. And probably the next clever one that I really liked was one called Pick Me Up, and it's by I think it's by Larry Cohen, right? Yeah, directed by Larry Cohen, and I love Larry Cohen's work. It's got Fairuza Balk in it, and that was one of my crushes. Of course, she was in the movie The Craft, which I actually really like, and for some reason I don't own. Why don't I own The Craft? That's such a good movie. I haven't found it around. Is that on Blu-ray, guys? Is Craft on Blu-ray? I don't know. It's a good movie though. Fairuza Balk's in that one. The girl that was going to be in the Met List, right? She's in that one too, right? Because she's this. Is her? I think. What he's gone in there. He's just gotten right to the food. You know that?
Yeah, so.
See, we're deciding. Usually, the other cats are like not in with this. With Smokey, because Smokey got her own like area right here. So you usually only see Smokey, but you have the possibility of seeing one of the other cats here tonight. Whitey's over there. He's gone over to Smokey's food, and you know, you should have put the food up.
No, I left it on purpose.
Masters of Horror Season 1. This is Volume 3. There are other volumes. I haven't been able to find any of the other volumes. Hey, Woody. You need it. Oh, didn't even look at it. Okay, my least favorite Friday the 13th Nightmare on Elm Street film. And it is... I don't know if there's any features on here at all, actually. Probably not. It's just Blu-ray. And it's pretty straightforward. Freddy vs. Jason. Not a huge fan. I really didn't like the movie at all. To be honest with you, there was like a few scenes that were okay. But overall, I thought Jason was really bad in the film. A waste of cast. There's some decent actors in that, some not decent actors. Here's a much better film, Freddy vs. Jason, actually. Fun film, an indie, kind of a low-budget one. And that was one that I watched with my son originally, and I think I watched this one. I think I watched this one with him. If not, this one she should watch, actually. It's not a bad one. It's called Midnight Movie. And if you've seen the movie Final Girls, this is more kind of like a serious version of that in the way that, and this was on like years before. Basically, they're in this theater, and the killer in the movie gets out into their world, so they have to run into his film world and get chased by the killer. So that's this kind of Final Girlish familiar. It is, but this is a more serious one. This is one I picked up actually at a Dollarama. I was really surprised because I only had it on DVD for ages, and and I don't think the DVD I had any features on it, and I've been wanting to get it on Blu-ray, so I finally did. I think it was last year I managed to pick that one up. Next up is the Grindhouse Robert Rodriguez Planet Terror. Ironically, I don't have my favorite Grindhouse one, which is the one with the cars, and I don't remember the name right now. What's that called again? I'm totally blanking on it. You know, the one that Tarantino did. No, it's Kurt Russell one. Don't remember it. Great movie, fantastic ending, and I love the fact that it like kind of lifts some stuff from some Australian films as well. But Planet Terror, I did love. Kind of fun movie. And again, this is when what's her name? Rose McGowan, right? Pre-lip collagen that she got done later on, which I never understood. But you know, her choice, right? This was a double feature. I wasn't going to buy it first because I thought it was going to be one of those kind of like 200 disc, no features type of thing. Then I looked into it closer, and it actually was 2 Blu-rays, and they did have features, and they were, it was like the uncut version of the film that I wanted. So I got this one, Jennifer's Body and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was worried that Buffy the Vampire Slayer wasn't going to hold up like the actual movie with Christy Swanson and Luke Perry. It actually does. It's actually a pretty good movie. Donald Sutherland does a really good job in it. He's one of my favorite actors, actually. So, Canadian actress. There we go. Oh. I need tea now. There we go. Next up is a Cheese Fest splatter film. Got to grab the other two. Right now, I only got one of them. Decent cast, actually. Nothing to be taken seriously. And it is Feast. It's a high octane monster movie. Ton of like blood, kind of splattery thing, but it's never. I don't find it overly gross because of the fact that it's just too kind of over the top silly. Have you seen Feast? That's one we could watch together. Next up is not a great movie, but I got it for a very, very good price. It was on I think it's Best Buy, and it was like, yeah, it's Best Buy right there, stick right there. And it was during the whole like Black Friday thing. But we want to have all of them, and it's kind of just fun cheesiness. And that is Tremors 5 Bloodlines. They're actually doing a new Tremors miniseries right now with Kevin Bacon. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So Bloodlines is the one with, is it Jamie Kennedy? Yeah, it is. Jamie Kennedy. And I do like Jamie Kennedy. Actually, I think he gets a bad rap. He hasn't done a lot, but recently. And I think Son of the... Was that him? He did Son of the Mask, right? That killed his career. That was a career-killing film. And he was doing so well. I mean, like, you know, he was in, like, the Scream movies and stuff like that. And he did, like... Didn't he go on later to do, like, Ghost Whisperer, one of those shows? Yeah. But, he did Son of the Mask, and for years, Son of the Mask was, like, just killed him. It just killed him. This one here. I actually haven't watched this one yet. Love the cover. And, I've heard mixed reviews on it, so I will watch it down the road. That is As Above, So Below. It has a really, really cool slipcover. And it was like, I was getting like he had a sale on. I was at the flea market, and it was like, this was like $1 or something like that, $1 or $2. You had to buy so many. But this was like a pick at the last minute. Really, I kind of interested in watching this one. So, is that the Eiffel Tower? Looks like the Eiffel Tower. This is how much I know about this film. It is the Eiffel Tower. See, I like to go into a lot of these horror movies. I don't try to watch a lot of the trailers and stuff like that as they're coming out, because I kind of want to go in blind on a lot of these movies, and I'm really glad when I do. When I went on to watch The Conjuring, I didn't know anything about it. When I went in to watch like Insidious, I didn't know anything about that either, and there'd been a great, a lot of talk about it, but I tried to keep myself away. Oculus was a movie that I watched later than most everybody else. I used to watch it with my daughter. And I really, really enjoyed Oculus. That's one you like, actually. That's a cool one. It's a kind of a haunted house type thing. This is one that I bought. One day, I wanted to watch a movie on, and I just going through Netflix. And I don't normally watch on Netflix, but I saw this movie there, and I liked the actress because she had been in like she was a really cute girl in Game of Thrones. I think her name was Ygritte or something like that. Ygritte. But so I saw this one here, Honeymoon, and I'm like, that looks like a really good movie. And so I watched it. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm like, I should own this movie. And I was fixing up my DVDs later on that night, and I was like, I do own this movie. I actually bought it when I bought As Above, so As Above, So Below. And if you haven't checked this one out, it's a couple years back now. I did find this one a really good film. It's a great, it's steeped in paranoia for sure, and just the way that it goes. It's got a couple good twists in there. Next up is the complete Scream collection. I'm a big fan of this series. I love the TV series. Scream Season 2, I really, really enjoyed. Season 1's good, but Season 2 just ended perfectly. It started slow, ended well. But this is the film. So this is the Blu-ray edition. There's a Blu-ray and DVD edition. If you get the Blu-ray edition, you get this here. It's a bonus disc, which has 2 Scream documentaries on there. Now, I mean, full-length 9-minute documentaries that I really like. So it's all 4 Scream films. For me, Scream 3 is kind of the low man on the totem pole. If I was to put them in order of like of how I actually like them, then it's Scream, and I go back and forth on whether like 2 or 4 better as part 2, as in second order, and then finally part 3 is the last one. I do like 4. A lot of people don't like 4, but 4 I wasn't sure. I thought they played it very safe for most of the film, but the ending to part 4 is that the very ending. If you see the film, you know what I'm talking. That very ending with that characters and what's playing on the radio and the look and the dead eyes and just what it means, what it signifies. I like that. Next up is one. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched it. I have not watched this one yet. I saw a bit of it, and then I turned on something else because it was okay. It was bad. Didn't excite me that much. It's one that I watched down the road. I got it for a very good price. And Poltergeist, I got the extended cut. They had it on sale at Best Buy. So I just finally pulled the trigger on that. And that's about a year ago. A year ago? No, not so. About 2-3 months ago. Pulled the trigger on it and picked it up. I don't like the clown thing in this. I don't like clowns anyway. But this, it doesn't even make sense. This is a toy for a little kid. In the first movie, you see the clown doll being a toy. This one, would you? See, kids aren't going to buy it. That's like the new It film. You see, like Pennywise. You see, oh my god. And you see Pennywise, and he looks like a normal clown. And then you see the new one, and he's got some kind of like goth Victorian type of look that just looks utterly ridiculous. No kid's going to come up to that clown in the first place. And even if it plays on, I was speaking with like actually one of my coworkers on this. Even if it plays on the kids' fear of clowns, how many kids, whether it's set in it is set in the 60s, 70s, 80s, or today, when they're having the fear of clowns, thinking gothic clowns. That's not what they're thinking. They're thinking actually Bozo, stuff like that. And Bozo's a clown that's even like way too young for me to remember. Whitey's just going in there like completely. You know what he did? So, my cat doesn't normally get in here. So, he walks in, and I say his name, and he stops under the table. Like, there's like, you can see under the table really well. But this is like the cat that, when he came up here, hid behind the door with his butt showing out, like, fine. Thinking that because he couldn't see me, I wouldn't see him. Right, Whitey? Hello. Smelling around. Halloween 2. I got the box set from Scream Factory. I'm really pleased with that. But this one has the fantastic documentary on here, Terror in the Aisles, which I did see in the theater and really enjoyed. Love that movie. I've watched that a few times. It's just really, really cool. Is he up there? Hey, you. Hey. This is my cat, Whitey. He's probably going to jump down now. There. He's been in a lot of my earlier videos, but he hasn't been in anything recently. Next up is the one from Indie Director. I actually got to meet him and both stars of the film in Montreal during Montreal Horror Fest that was going on as part of the at the time the Montreal Comic Con. And I got it actually from him, and I actually have the mask as well, made by the director before another company actually kind of mass produced the mask later on, and that would be Orphan Killer. I have recommended this one to people before. There was a steelbook actually of Orphan Killer that I would really like to get everyone, because it has a documentary making around it that he did. But it's got some kind of like heavy kind of death metal songs in the soundtrack. So you get the Blu-ray, and you get this like here soundtrack as well. You know, Have a Bloody Day, and there's a. I enjoyed the film. The girl that acted in this one, wow, what's her name again? I'm peeking there. Diane Foster. Yeah, she was really sweet. We went up to her, and she came up. She gave me a hug right away. I told her I'd been following the movie on social media, and I've been a strong supporter of it. She gave me a big hug, and she was a sweetheart. She really was. She was really nice. Next up is Body Double, my probably one of my favorite Brian De Palma films of all time. Craig Watson's in this, Greg Henry, as you can see, Melanie Griffith. But the names you don't mention, the utter beauty of Deborah Shelton has to be probably next to my better half. Most beautiful eyes that I've ever seen. She was in the series Dallas, actually, as a character by the name Mandy. And just utterly beautiful. And she's in this one here. And I loved it. Next up is the very first movie, one of the very first serious horror movie that me and my better half watched. A classic, and I didn't know at the time that she didn't like the horror movies that much. She just liked the kind of the classic horrors, but she lied and told me that she liked actual horror. She wanted to impress me, and that's High Tension. So we watched High Tension. This is a favorite of mine. I like the whole French movement in horror that came out around this time, and this one. And I got to get Martyrs too, actually. Martyrs is another really good one. The original, not the remake. The remake's okay, but it's not doesn't even touch the original. I'll get it because it's got the girl from Pretty Little Liars, and I do watch that show. Same thing actually, in 10 episodes. But High Tension is a really cool film. Now it divides people on the twist at the end. Some people love the twist. I'm one of those people. And some people hate the twist. She's one of those people. I think she liked the killer as the killer was, going all throughout the film. And she felt cheated by the twist. That it didn't make sense. I thought that because of the first scene of the film that we actually see, it actually all makes sense. Because, well, it's all about perspective, boys and girls. It's all about perspective. And it's hinted at during the beginning of this film whose perspective we're going to be seeing the rest of this film through. So when we see things that kind of seem like it doesn't fit, or it's not quite in place, that's because the person whose perspective we're seeing it from is kind of slanted. She still doesn't agree what's true. It's so true. Trick or Treat. I was glad to upgrade this on the Blu-ray. I had the DVD of this one. This is one of my favorite anthologies in the last little while. It's just a really, really good film. It fits together really well. I like they did it in kind of like a different they played around with the time on this one here. Great cast of characters. Some really great stories in here. And of course Sam it's a really cool new horror icon. Even though he had a very small part in the, he's the kind of the joiner part of the film, and he becomes big into the last part of it. Think of the movie Cat's Eye. There's like that creature, the cat's eye is going all throughout it, and then the cat becomes really important in the last segment. Kind of like that's how I think Sam of in Trick or Treat. Actually, recently, some of the guy was selling the little horror figures, like in it when he had Sam and stuff like that, from those horror minis. But because I'm going on a trip soon, I had to pass on it. Vinegar Syndrome. It's been a while since I've seen this one. I haven't watched it recently, so I can't really talk on it yet, because I actually just got to rewatch this one again. And it's Frightmare. Now, it's directed by, who's that? Norman Thaddeus Vane. That doesn't tell me anything, I'll be honest with you. But it's got a historical commentary with Dave Duvall and Dave Dakota, so I'll probably like that. And the commentary track by the Stereo Continues, and I like those guys, so I like their podcast. Frightmare, I love the cover on this. Vinegar Syndrome stuff I really like. They did a really good sale a while back, and I'll probably get something else from if they ever do a sale again. So they just did a great thing. Next up is another one by them, and it's a double feature. It's out of print now, so I hope you guys grabbed it when you could. It's actually a pretty cool one. It's Crypt of the Living Dead, House of the Living Dead double feature. And I did enjoy this, so I do recommend it. Next up is one that I haven't seen since the 80s. It was given me by a really good friend of mine. Actually kind of can't wait to watch it again, because I'm pretty sure that Stacey Haddock from the series Superboy, she's like one of the stars in it, and she does the prerequisite nude scene, I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time since I watched this one. Is this the one? Yeah, she's in it. Hedda, get the name right. Luther the Geek. And it's about a geek. A kid that sees a geek in a carnival that bites heads off a chicken, and it kind of brings out his geekness, I guess, and stalks this girl. We watched this one recently. Actually, me, my cousin Roger, Cass, and my dad was here. So we watched this one here, The Bees. Oh man, this is fun. Uh, John Saxon uh, plays this guy that studies bees. John Saxon and John Carradine. And I think is it Angel Tompkins? She's in that, right? Yeah, it is Angel Tompkins. She's in a few films. But they play like the main three scientists that are studying bees. Especially this like strain of killer bees. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't hurt her. Her husband is killed at the beginning of the film by bees because he's in like South America or something like that, and this guy breaks into his place to steal some honey with his kid. Like he gets his kid to break into his place. So they get attacked by these killer bees, knowing very well it's killer bees, and the kid gets stung to death. And for some reason, they come into the guy's place to mob him and he just gets everybody straightened away, and it's like, okay, no, it's okay. As soon as I get this under wraps, and as soon as I can get the honey, all you guys are gonna have food, you're gonna have money, it's gonna be really good for you guys. They're all like, the mob's starting to, stop, like they'll quiet down, and then he comes with the kid, this dead kid. He's like, look what he did. This is all his fault. No, it's not his fault. You got your kid to go out and steal honey with you in the middle of the night with a killer bee sign up there. I think it's kind of the dad's fault in this situation. I don't even blame the bees. That's kind of what they do. It's their nature. They're killer bees. They're smart killer bees too. You'll find out how smart later on. Do I recommend this film? It's not a good film, but it's an interesting film. It's a fun film. I was never bored with the film. Were you ever bored with the film? It was just fun. It was just a really fun film. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend it. Yeah. And that actually was one of the reasons I'm kind of interested in seeing this film. It's called Demonoid, and see this one by the director of The Bees. So I'm sure this is going to be fun. I may wait till my dad comes out again to watch this one, just so we can do it to watch it together, because we did that other one together, or at least get Roger for it. Here's a film I watched with my son. Who was at the Toronto Fan Expo today, and enjoying it. I hope, like really enjoying it. Actually, I just got a cool. He's a huge Power Rangers fan, so we got like some keys and stuff from the Power Rangers series, and he's got some pictures taken with some cosplayers that were dressed up like the Rangers. It's his first convention, and I was in my 30s before I got to my first convention. But he's like 21, and this is his first big convention. He's there with his girlfriend and their friends, and they're all there together. And what a great age to see this and experience this. And it makes me so happy that, although I miss him like crazy, when I see stuff like that and see the pictures, then I'm really happy. Then I'm a proud dad. He's working his ass off. He deserves it. Nightmare Weekend. We watched this one together. Did you watch Nightmare Weekend yet? No, you haven't, have you? It's so bad. You have to see this. There's a puppet, and there's these globes, like these spears. These not like Phantasm spears, but ones that kind of go around and stuff like that. And there's bikers, and so yeah, there's I think it's Dale Metcalf. Yeah, Dale Metcalf is actually in this one here. Early in his career, I guess he didn't know any better. Oh my God, is there like a commentary in this thing? Because if there is, I still have to watch this again. No, there's like interviews and stuff. Anyway, Nightmare Weekend. Really check it out. It's actually very, very fun. You like those so bad, so it's good movies. here knows this is one of my very favorite, so bad it's good movies, and that I was so excited when this one came out. And we were in Ottawa. The store's closed down now that basically that sold these here to us. But this was my very first Vinegar Syndrome film. That's what made me notice Vinegar Syndrome, to be honest with you. And it is Night Train to Terror. I love this movie. I really do. I saw this for for the first time, I think, on a one of those multi packs, and it was on cheap pack. But the company went out of business, and they did them they did a bunch of these. And Night Train to Terror is one I watched, and I watched it so often. They actually have a really cool feature on here, which is another film. It's what's one, Greta, right? Is it Greta on there that they have? Because they have like the complete other film on there on the DVD. It's on its own disc. Yeah, Greta. So Greta's one of the 3 stories. Because basically what they do is you take 3 movies that were kind of not completed and you make it into an anthology. An anthology. It's cheesy. There's a ton of nudity and like violence. So Richard Mall's in 2 of the stories. Has completely different characters. And there's a song that they play over and over again that you just got to hear, and you'll be singing it and humming it by the end. Remember the song? Yeah, you will. Dicker Shadow actually did a review of this one. Really good reviewer, by the way. And he stops the review at one point, and he does pretty much kind of like mouths the words and goes and dances to the, dance with me part of the song. Here's one. I got to check this one out. I bought this one. I haven't watched it yet. I know I've seen this one before. And it's Massage Parlor Murders. There's a thought for tonight. Here, look. Massage Parlor Murders. It's pretty complicated. It's about this person that's killing people in massage parlors. Yeah, that's the plot. How can you not want to see a movie like that? Massage Parlor Murders. Yes, I know I have to upgrade it, but for now, I bought the DVD edition of the documentary, and I have the Blu-ray of Troll 2. So, very cool film. Very cheesily bad film. As you guys can tell, I like a lot of bad horror films, and I make no bones about it. Next up won't talk about this one too long, but I did really like this film. Zombieland, kind of a horror comedy. Jesse Eisenberg, future Lex Luthor. And they did like a pilot to like a TV series on Amazon. It wasn't very good for Zombieland. I'm glad it did make it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really glad it did make it. Now, I showed you earlier, the My Bloody Valentine, the 3D one. So, I think it was Best Buy that put it out. Put out the My Bloody Valentine, because that was the basic Anagраф 3D, the kind with you wear the glasses. But Best Buy actually put out a proper release, basically with real 3D, with as long as you got a 3D TV. So, obviously, I jumped at the chance to grab this one up. I'm a huge, I love some of these 3D type films, and My Bloody Valentine, that had really good 3D in it, I found. I'll start putting them over there. Next up is a classic one now. I have the MGM 3-pack of this. That is Carrie. They put out this new cover that I really liked, and I didn't already have it on Blu-ray, so I grabbed it up. I'm a big fan of the movie Carrie. I'm pretty sure this has a bunch of features on here, but none of them are actually shown on the back of it, actually, to be honest with you. But it's really just a repackaging of the other one that was already out. But I didn't like the new cover, so I grabbed it up. And I didn't have it anyway, so. Next up is Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton. This is a really, really good one. I really enjoyed this movie. I watched Nostalgia Critic kind of doing a review of the film. And I was kind of dismayed that he didn't know what Hammer Films were. Hammer was a horror company in England that put out the Curse Frankenstein, Horror Dracula, or Dracula just there, and just a bunch of them. So I hope my viewers watching know, and or if they don't, like look up Hammer Films along with Amicus and like some other ones like that. But this is very much a love letter to the Hammer film era. Christopher Walken, Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, they all do great jobs this one here. Fantastic little film. You won't see me talking a lot of great stuff about this director, but unlike most people hated this movie. I didn't. This is one I didn't hate by him. Lords of Salem. It's not a perfect film, not even close to it, but it goes outside of Rob Zombie's normal comfort zone, and it's still him like lifting from a lot of movies from the '70s. Is really what it is. But that's kind of the era film that obviously is most influenced by. Definitely not definitely was influenced by Halloween. Tell that much, that's for sure. The Lords of Salem. I did like this. You saw this one with me, didn't you? What do you think?
It's alright.
That's good. That's cool.
It's kind of same vibe as that one with the bees. The bees, not the bees.
Wicker Man.
Yeah,
It
kind of
wasn't
like
as cheesy as the Wicker Man.
It was cheesy.
I thought Sherman
Same
Zombie.
vibe.
Sherman Zombie did a good job.
Yeah, but it's an homage to the movies from that era, like the
70s stuff.
70s witchcraft.
Yeah, like the Devonsville Terror, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Or not the bees.
Now, see, that's the modern day version. The original one's got Edward Woodward. It's actually really good.
Oh, okay. Well,
Christopher Lee. Enjoyed the book, so I grabbed the movie. Daniel Radcliffe actually did a great job in Horns. You seen Horns yet? Basically, he wakes up, his girlfriend's been murdered, and starts to get these horns. And check it out anyway. This one, kind of it's a cool serial killer one, and I think it works better than actually some of the other ones that came out at the time. Brad Pitt does a great job. Julia Lewis is in this one. We got Michelle Forbes. We got David Duchovny. Hopefully, you know what this is. If you haven't checked out the movie California, you really should. I think it was like Father's Day. My better half actually, she went and got the because I really want to get the horror block and the loot crates, those type of things. I want to get the mystery boxes. What I really want is I want the full moon one, but it's way too expensive. So the horror block and the horror block. I wanted those two. So what she did, this is the sweetest thing ever. She went out and she made an actual block where she bought like 8 Blu-rays and she put like Funkos in there and all these different cool things. It's very cool, and I sent a video ways back, but you should check it out. It was a Father's Day one, I think. It was really awesome. So this was, she knows that I really like California, and this is one of the movies in there, right? California? Badass, I think, was in there too with first Badass, the one with the actor, Machete, basically. Dead Calm. If you haven't seen this movie, you should see it. It's a great, it's set on a boat, on a small boat. We got 3 actors really: Sam Neill, Nicole Kidman, and Billy Zane. Billy Zane is incredible in this film. Next up is, I kind of wondered if this would work as horror, and I guess it kind of does. It's kind of a dystopian future, maybe horror type of thing. So it's tentatively horror, and that is Hobo with a Shotgun. I waited for a long time. I'm a big Rutger Hauer fan to get this one because I wanted this edition. It opens up like this, so I think that's pretty cool. I love the way that one's done. Next up is a favorite of mine that I got on Blu-ray. I'm really glad to have this edition. Scream Factory is putting out another edition of this movie, which I will upgrade to again, so there'll be 2 Blu-rays of this movie in my collection. Why? Because it's my favorite film. Hands down, this is my favorite. So this is my Citizen Kane. This is my Night. My dad's favorite movie is Night Hunter. My favorite movie is pretty telling. If you know me, I like exploitation. I like slasher films. I'm a huge fan. I had a big crush on American Kidder when I was a kid, and Black Christmas. That's the Seasons Grievings edition. So very cool. There's a ton of features on it. I mean, a ton. That there doesn't even begin to to tell you exactly how many features are on this Black Christmas Blu-ray. It's amazing. So I'm just seeing what the hell can they put on it that's not on this edition. Uh, there was an hour-long documentary, kind of a TV show that that came on Canadian TV actually about Black Christmas. I would buy it for that if the Screen Factory edition has that on there. I'd buy it for that alone. Hopefully, if they don't put any more features on there, probably won't buy it except for on the sale down the road. But if they actually feature up with Black Christmas, put some new stuff on there, it is my favorite movie. If anybody asks me if there's any movie that I would buy over and over again, yeah, Black Christmas. It's just a really good movie, and I love learning as much as I can about all that. I love Bob Clark's films. Unfortunately, I don't have enough of them, but I got Black Christmas. That's my favorite. I need Death Dream. I really need Death Dream. Is it Blu-ray Death Dream? Prometheus. It's the Alien prequel, sort of. Did I like this? Yeah. I like the idea that they're going to make Jesus Christ an engineer. That was kind of cool. But they didn't do it. This one kind of works for horror. I think it does. It's a sci-fi film, but it is Westworld, and I really did enjoy this movie. Yul Brynner's got like a kind of a silent type role in this one here, a very good, memorable role. They're actually making a TV series out of this here now. Of course, we've got Yul Brynner. There's that pilot to the original TV series, actually Beyond Westworld, that's on here, and I gotta watch that because I haven't seen that in ages. Next up is a classic one. I've got to upgrade this one too. I know in the UK they got like this with a huge documentary on it. So I'm hoping when we go to England that I'm going to come across it. And that's Creepshow. I really, really like Creepshow. That's a fun. I watch this every once in a while. I got it on like DVD as well. That has a couple features. Actually, no, my son. I think I gave my son the DVD to Creepshow. Here's one that showed up in a recent horror block. Actually, I was really surprised. I think it was a horror block. I think it was horror block. Maybe you guys let me know. Was it horror block? Was it like a horror pack? One of them. And it was a 3-pack. But I actually bought mine at Dollarama for like $3. And that had Forget Me Not, House of the Fallen, and Red Hook. I kind of got it for Red Hook because I kind of want to see that movie, like the slasher things and that. Forget Me Not, I'm kind of interested in as well. House of the Fallen, not so much. But I'll check it out one of these days. Next up is one that I got, even though I can't look at the cover very well. It's Camel Spiders. It's an Anchor Bay Roger Corman release. It was one they did for one of those TV movies he did. And it's got those spiders on it. I got it because I like Anchor Bay and I like getting Anchor Bay stuff. And when I bought like those other ones, like Honeymoon and those were there, and I picked them up. So next up is one that actually Falagar got for me, and that is Miss 45. I love this movie. This actually started my love affair with the with Alamo Drafthouse. With the Drafthouse films. I got a couple more now. I got the band called Death, and I got Cheap Thrills. We haven't watched Cheap Thrills yet. I kind of want to watch that one with him, but she's iffy on it. But it's kind of a comedy. This guy doesn't have a lot of money, and he meets this guy. He's got a suitcase full of cash, and with his friend, so he gets him to do like really crazy stuff. Next up is another one. I think it was James. Yeah, James gave me this one here, and that was the Queen of Blood. Chris Alexander, who worked on I used to work on was it Rue Morgue, I think. No, he used Fangoria. He did Fangoria, right? And he works with I'm pretty sure he does Delirium now, the magazine for Full Moon. And kind of like one he did. It's pretty much almost a silent film. Some a homage to the early stuff by Jess Franco and Jean Rollin. Really great stuff. So after I do this here bunch, you're going to see me take us. Well, you're not going to see it. With the magic of editing, you won't see anything. Except for me and then coming back. So I got the original Jaws here on Blu-ray and DVD. It's really cool. There's a 2-hour-long documentary called The Making of Jaws. And there's a bunch of features. Plus, the Blu-ray exclusive here is the Shark is still working, the impact and legacy of Jaws. I bought it for that. I actually kind of want to watch that documentary. I want to watch it soon. Jaws is one of my is an early, definitely a favorite of mine. I've always been a huge fan of Jaws. And recently I went and picked up Jaws 3, Jaws 3D. You guys saw it in a recent video. And I want to watch that in 3D. Next up is one that I got for my birthday. I was very excited about it. I didn't get the one with the puzzle piece, but it's okay. I got the movie with like the soundtrack and all the features, and that's the cool stuff. Pieces. I love this film. This is cheesy. This is fun. I don't know what else I can say. Pick this up if you don't have it. I'm pretty sure, like, and I know Mood's got this. Mood's, if you watch Mood's videos, Mood616, he does a podcast too. Yeah. Moods definitely has this. That's a given, right? Yeah. Who else? Falgar, maybe Todd will have this. Todd will have it with the puzzle because he gets these things. I get them. I sometimes get them with that. I'm going to start ordering some of these things. I think from Diabolique because I know that I didn't like the way that Diabolique handled the guy that kind of like said stuff. They were childish about it, in my opinion. But overall, from people that I spoke with and people that work with the company, they are small. Like, there's a couple of people. And I think it was more or less the case of a little bit of YouTube drama and people taking things wrong. And kind of like, but this is their baby. That's like the company's their baby. So I kind of, I don't totally agree with it, but I can kind of understand it. It wasn't cool what they did at all. But some people like really like fervently like, and Diabolique is supposed to be like one of the best companies to order this stuff from. Because they actually make connections with Arrow and guys like that. So although I don't agree with that practice that they did right there, I would order from the company. It is a smaller company; it's a mom and pop type company in that sense. So yeah, down the road. Corruption, classic. There's actually two covers. This is the cover I can show you because, especially now with YouTube's new laws and stuff like that, there's a cover where she's not wearing the clothes. So. Peter Cushing, very different role for Peter Cushing, actually. House on Straw Hill. This was like a surprise, a Christmas surprise for me. And I had so many amazing gifts that year. And I think that my better half was, actually, she had one really expensive thing for me, which you're going to see a little bit later. I think I was more excited about this than anything else. And she got like kind of disappointed that I wasn't as excited about the big gift as I was about House on Straw Hill. But I love this film actually. And there's a documentary called Band the Saddest Video. And it's a really good documentary. We watched it a few times actually. Just really, really cool. And it's about like the Video Nasty era. There's some great documentaries about Video Nasty era. We love documentaries on that era especially. Here's two. I don't have the other ones that came out, but here's the two that I did get. I did get the Soledad Miranda, Jess Franco's. So, just fantastic stuff. She Killed in Ecstasy. Really fun film. Great features on here. This is the one that has the CD, the soundtrack CD of like of She Killed in Ecstasy, Vampire Lesbos, and another film. What's that the one? The Devil Came From Akasava. On there. This one here, Vampire Lesbos, which I really did like. I enjoyed this one. I recommended it over Count Dracula with Christopher Lee. I thought it was actually a better film, in my opinion. And there's some great stuff on here. Again, there's like an alternate Spanish language bootleg edition of the film on here as well. Some great features as well. Now, if you only manage to get one of them, you do get like the main interview. Kind of ports over to both of them, in case you don't have both. You can't get both, or at least you get the main interview. They're both good films. I think Vampire Lesbos maybe slightly better as a film, but She Killed in Ecstasy is a great film too, so it's really hard to tell. For a lot of people, this may have been like, who weren't into horror, this may be their first horror if they grew up around my time, and that was Gremlins. Joe Dante's film. So a lot of people still to this day don't realize that this is a horror film. Don't take it, but it's a horror film. It's like there's some pretty brutal scenes in this movie, and I wish they did more like that, especially like just some more. I mean, like actual cool kid PG horror, not like the stuff like the J horror stuff that I think played out. Insidious. I really enjoyed this one. I mean, uh, part two not so much, but this one freaked me out. There's a scene. Now, when I saw the character originally, the ghost creature, he kind of looks like Darth Maul, and I kind of like saw it as a still picture. I didn't know what it was from. I'm like, that's not. I said, it's kind of silly. That's never going to scare anyone. And there's this scene in the movie, and I'm not spoiling it because everybody's seen the movie by now, where Patrick Wilson is just talking to this girl, like talking to Lin Shaye, who plays like this kind of like the psychic, this paranormal investigator, and he's just there talking, and she's got this look on her face all of a sudden, and then behind him goes to him talking to her, she goes back to her, and goes to him, and that thing there, like, haha, that's not going to scare anybody. It's just there behind him, and I jumped like a foot in the air, literally. This movie made me. It's it freaked me out. See, I hate the fact that I can't even remotely kind of like it's probably good. Like I'm not swearing means I can get over to a broader audience, but I can't even say the B word, so I don't want to get As far as remakes go, this one's actually really really good, and I had no thoughts of it that it was going to be. And it's Maniac with Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood is actually, although he did those Lord of the Rings films, yeah, the ones that she likes, he's actually a huge horror fan, and he loves Argento. Like her Suspiria is a favorite of his. Basically, he said Suspiria is like a painting, or like visual masterpiece you can put on in the background type thing. He was interviewed. But he does a great job in this film, and I do recommend it. It's a brutal film. There's some harsh stuff, and they take a ballsy choice of having him like done it in his like perspective, in his POV for the film. But it works. It really does work. And it was a hard, that was one. It was a choice that they made, and I wasn't sure that it was going to work. But I saw when I saw the first couple minutes, they did a preview thing which showed the first 2 minutes of the film, and I was sold. And when I watched it, it was like really good. It definitely exceeded my expectations. This is the classic. Let the Right One In. I'm pretty sure this is the original, right? I know I have both of them. But this is the original right here. Because I think the other one's called Let Me In. Curse of Chucky, a movie that I knew I'd have fun with, but I didn't know it was going to be the one of my favorites in the whole franchise. It definitely is. For me, it's Child's Play 2, Curse of Chucky, and then Child's Play. Yeah, I know. Not many people can say that, are they? The 25th anniversary edition. I have never been able to find the slip. There's a great slip to this one. I actually almost rebought this movie to get the slip at a store, and I went back to actually do it. It was going to be like $8 or something like that, but it said shag it, I'll do it, and then I'll come back and I'll like put it into the pawn shop or something for a couple dollars. But I didn't. But I did grab the 25th anniversary edition of Evil Dead 2 as well. So that was a while back too. Some great features on here as well. Either commentary with Bruce Campbell. I do like the Evil Dead films. Now, speaking of the devil, here it is, Child's Play. They put it with this new cover, so I finally bought it. I do want to get the just the set out there. It's harder to get now. It's kind of expensive. There's a Child's Play set. We'll grab it down the road. I would like to have them all together in the sets. Great features on here, by the way. And of course, there's another one I'm going to be rebuying because Scream Factory's putting that one out, and I know that one's going to have a ton of features that aren't on there. I saw Child's Play for the first time in the theater. Me and my father and my cousin Roger went together to see Child's Play, and we were just the only ones in the theater. Literally, that was just us three. There's three people going to see that film. So, though it became a sleeper hit, we thought, oh, this is an amazing film, but nobody's going to ever see it or know it. But luckily, people did. Just not in my area. I love the cover for this one. This is the alternate cover. Me and him, we watched this one together, and we really enjoyed it a lot. And watched the features afterwards, and we saw how much work they put into this. And it's the editor. And this is the Canadian edition. If you don't recognize the cover, that's because it's a Canadian edition of the film, and it's the alternate cover. The original cover is right there. But if you like Giallo type films, this is a really great homage to those. It's a fantastic job on that. Twilight Time put out Christine, and it sold out. So Twilight Time was getting ready to put out Christine again, when Sony at the last minute said, nope, we're taking it back. To the joy of, the Twilight Time people that want to sell it on eBay for, exorbitant amounts of money, we're not happy. Boo-hoo. People like me who just wanted to get a film with all the features were very happy, especially when we saw the slipcase that Sony put on it. Christine. I adore this movie. Of all the Stephen King books, this is the one I read the most. I know what it's like to be that geeky kid that gets picked on. That was me. I was a drama student that did gymnastics. Yeah. So, yeah, I get. And they're like, oh my god, Arnie's changed. Yeah, damn right he's changed. He's kicking ass now. Oh, that gave me some good fantasies when I was young. I was never like, and even reading the book, I was never like, oh yes, get Arnie. Look how bad he is. I was like, no, kill those bastards. They smashed your car. Your best friend got the girl you like. House of Wax, 3D. I adore this movie. I really do. And the cool thing is that's the original on here. The Mystery in the Wax Museum's on here as well. It's a really good 3D as well. I actually haven't watched this one through with him yet. So I figure she's going to want to watch this one with me. It's actual real 3D. It's not like the glasses aren't in here, basically. You got to have 3D TV or 3D setup for that. But it's worth it. There's certain movies that, for instance, down the road I would like to have kind of the 4K display TV. We did have one earlier, and it was actually really good. But it was early on in the life cycle of 4K. And I figure probably a good time to pick those up are probably sometime around Super Bowl, like November or December type of thing. Usually November, or you get it on Boxing Day type of deal. So if I upgrade, I'll take that TV to 3D one. I'll put it up there upstairs because I got a kind of a big TV up there now. I would put that upstairs, and I think I'd probably take the other one, probably sell it. We have a TV upstairs, like a smaller TV, like about how many inches is the one upstairs? 40? It's about 40. It's only about 40. 32.
42.
42. Oh, about 42. Okay, so it's not bad. We just put that one up there. It's about 50. Is this 50? 55. So that will fit upstairs. And we got another TV too for our VHS, our VCR. We got, and that's a regular tube TV. I have the DVDs. I haven't upgraded to the Scream Factory one. I won't because I don't want to talk about why, but Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, they are good films. Taking apart the other stuff, if you can. The films themselves are very well done films. There's just certain aspects of it that make me feel uncomfortable. I really like this movie, actually, from the director of Wolf Creek, Rogue. I like these killer, crocodile, alligator movies, the animal movies. I find them really cool, bees and crocodiles and all these killer animal things. They're all fun. They're really fun. Del Toro presents Mama, based on, of course, the short film. Actually, there's one out too called Lights Out, which is a short film that freaked me out. I haven't seen it yet, but I would like to see it. If you've seen Lights Out, tell me if you recommend it. I know that people have been recommending Don't Breathe to me, and I had been wanting to go see that, but because it's not like the type that would bother her. It would be the type that we could actually go see together. No, like Stephen Lang's on it. He's a really good actor. I think he was in was it Avatar or something like that?
I don't care.
And he's like, he's been like going for like he wants to be Cable in the new. And he's a perfect choice.
I still don't care.
Why would you not watch Don't Breathe?
I don't want to watch a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. It's like a suspense movie.
I don't want to watch a suspense.
But Mama again, Mama's was a film. And speaking of Don't Breathe, it's by the director of this movie right here, Evil Dead, the remake. I really like this. I was dead set against this movie. I didn't know much about it going in. Got this from a Future Shop when Future Shop was opened up. Oh man, I miss Future Shop so much. They used to have so much good stuff there, you know. And anyway, this is actually really, really good. It's not like the other Evil Dead stuff. I was talking to a friend of mine, she's a horror fan, and her and her boyfriend got excited the other day because they got their horror block come in. And I knew it was in it, but I didn't say anything because I'd already seen the unboxing by the horror on TV and on here. And because she does some really good unboxings, she's like, that's what she's getting up there. She's having the baby. And I actually watched a few unboxings from Future people. I love those. By the way, guys, hopefully after Christmas, I'm gonna be getting a couple of the mystery boxes. Fingers crossed, come the mail that the horror box is gonna be one of them. And I'm thinking of another one. So here's the thing. I'm not quite sure which one to go with. I put a poll on at work from my friends. So if any of you guys here are getting into the mystery boxes, if you get the Nerd Block, if you get the Comic Block, if you get the Loot Crate, if you get the Horror Pack, recommend something to me down below in the comment section. I would really seriously appreciate it. As she knows, I've driven her crazy by looking at different unboxings, going on the sites and stuff like that. I'm very excited about getting like a mystery boxes come for after Christmas. So I'm hoping to get like Mom to get me at least like a 6-month subscription to one of them, and to get me like a 6-month subscription to one of them. I like just at least get a couple come, and basically every month I'll do a couple unboxings of them. We'll go through it, look at all the stuff, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that because I want to make that another aspect of my channel. I want to be able to branch out and do some different stuff. So Evil Dead, I love this movie. I love the twist and who the main character is. I don't want to give too much away, but you've probably seen it by now. Here's one I didn't like so much, actually, but a great commentary. Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. I think it was a lost opportunity. They had a great actor for it. I mean, Jackie Earle Haley was a great choice. If anybody's got to take over from him, from Robert Englund, and Robert Englund's such a sweet guy too, then yeah, let it be Jackie Earle Haley, but do better makeup. They didn't. They made it like a realistic burn type makeup. I love this like case. Looks just like that. But here's the thing. Freddy's not meant to be realistic. It's a dream killer. The burns were never meant to be like realistic. It was just meant to be done, like be creepy and stuff like that. The makeup doesn't really work that well. Although Jackie Earle Haley does a great job, the script is pretty, on the lower side, but this one I did enjoy. Most people didn't. Friday the 13th. They got the killer cut here. I think Derek Mears did a great job. Obviously, I love the character of Jace. You can tell that. They got some Blu-ray exclusives on here. The Terror trivia track with picture-in-picture and hacking back, slashing forward. Remember the groundbreaking original movie? I think they did a good job, and people were like, this movie's got a lot of blood. This movie's got Jason running. This movie has boobs in it. Have they ever seen a Friday the 13th film? The early films, especially, part 3, Richard Brooker, one of the guys that's considered one of the better Jasons, runs. Yeah, he runs. Boobs. Every Friday the 13th film that's any good have boobs. All the good Friday the 13th have the boobs. Part 5 has all of the boobs. Yes, that's pretty much what it does. Here's another polarizing one. A lot of my friends didn't like this. Me and my son saw this one in theater. We enjoyed the hell out of it. And that is Texas Chainsaw 3D. I know that it's 3D edition. Gunnar Hansen actually was very excited about this film. We talked to him at one of the Horror Fests, and he actually mentioned he talked about this film here, and he talked about it with a lot of pride. And it made me, I was like, I was gonna, if I had never was never gonna be a defender of the film before, that was definitely it. Every time I think about this film, I get two things that make me really happy, like watching a horror movie in the theater with my son, and talking to Gunnar and the way he talked about it. Uh, Gunnar's passed on right now, but I was lucky enough to get to meet him once for a very short, very brief period of time. He was a teddy bear of a guy, really sweet, and he had a lot of pride for this film. So screw the haters. Gunnar like this. Gunnar's Leatherface. He's the original. At the end of the day, I'm going with his. Here's one that I didn't like so much, but for some reason I watch it over and over again. You're Next. The characters are fairly unlikable. A lot of people love this movie. I love the soundtrack to this movie. It's got a great song in it. A really, really great song. Sometimes I would put on the song just listen to it. Is it a great movie? Me and my son watched it. We thought it was okay. We didn't go too crazy with it. Didn't like it that much. But it's one that a lot of people like. Definitely check it out. Conjuring. Well, again, this is another one that's really famous, but I went in blind. I didn't know anything about Conjuring when I got it. I bought it, and I was downstairs watching it, and it was in bed, and had this big jump scene there, about 20 minutes in, I guess. He knows the jump scene well, because I leaped. I screamed like a little, I don't want to say little girl. She was like, that's a sexist thing to say. Like a little kid, how's that? When I watched this one here. But there's that scene, it got me, it really did. Got me just in the right place. And here's the remake, by the way. Have It Well Let Me In. Chloe Grace Moretz is in this one. She does a great job. She was much younger in this. Now, she became, she grew up very well, and I guess I always see like a lot of guys kind of really obsess over her and stuff like that. I guess. She's an attractive girl. But she still remembers in her younger character roles, so I kind of find that it odds me out sometimes. But then again, I watched the Halloween films, so 4 and 5. Daniel Harris was a little kid in those. Daniel Harris obviously grew up to and I don't mean that, but it's different. No, it's not. That's totally hypocritical to say. It's different for me, because no, it's not. Yeah, that's it. Our horror, Scream Queen icons. The Thing remake, not remake, actually prequel. They had a lot of good practical effects done for this one, but they didn't use them. I wish they had. The Purge. This is a guilty pleasure. This is a horrible film. The acting in this is the main guy. Did you see that? You must see. You saw the Cinema Snob or Nostalgia Critic doing it. This is so pretentious. This is such a pretentious film. I don't know. I love it though. I mean, it's fun. It's fun as hell. It's cheesy and stuff. Speaking of Chloe Grace Moretz, didn't she star in this? Yeah, she was pretty cute in this one actually. Carrie. So that Carrie didn't have to be just creepy stuff. She can actually look like a normal person, and so we found this one actually fun. I actually didn't mind this one. As far as the remakes go, I thought this was a pretty decent one. And I think the reason I liked it is they really kind of fleshed out the mother character. The mother character, obviously, in the original, is scary as hell. But she's been fleshed out a lot more in this one here, and I did like the way this was done. We watched this one with a friend of ours, actually a good friend of his, that he used to watch a lot of movies with. Basically, he was her movie friend. And the first time I met him, I remember it's I was I'm not sure. She watched movies with this guy. Is this an ex? Is this somebody I have to worry about? So we watched it with him and his wife. But shit, what I know. Indie Phantom, actually. I was watching his video that he did. Oh my god, you have to watch that video, man. He did a really good video. It's over 30 minutes long. This is way over 30 minutes long. On basically the closing of the last Jumbo in his area. Jumbo's a video store, right? A rental place. And he got some stuff too. So there's a haul at the end of the video, like that's really cool. But like for the first like 10 or 15 minutes, he talks about all the stores and like the closing down. It's really really interesting. I strongly recommend watching that video. It's a highlight of mine for the week actually. And Prom Night, the unrated version, I did like this. Jonathan Shay, right? Is it Shay? His name. Here, hints. It's pronounced. It's spelled. She's good with this stuff. Where's that at? God. SCHAECH.
Sure.
Shay. Oh, Shay. That's actually, this is a pretty good cast when you look at it now. Like Brittany Snow is in this. We got Idris Elba. There. Very big star now. That's cool. It's like people say because it was PG-13 or it's a PG film at the time. It didn't do a good job. I thought it did a really good job. It had a very bleak, dark ending. Saw 4. I actually picked this one up at one of those, those closing out sales. I do like Saw 4. Not my favorite, but I'm not sure what my favorite Saw was. Probably the early one. I didn't like Saw 5 except for the very ending of Saw 5, when they realize who the other, that this guy's the killer, and he just takes him out, just effortlessly takes him out. It's amazing. So much potential, and I still enjoyed it for what it was. Was it perfect? No, not even remotely. My soul to take. Just like Cursed, it had so much potential, but it didn't reach the potential. But I could enjoy it for what it was. Here's one that I knew nothing about. Went in blind. Enjoyed the heck out of it. Thought it was a fun little film. Not gonna like break any barriers, but I had a cast that actually was pretty cool. Some would go on to do stuff. It's a killer movie, and Kelly Kyoko. How do you pronounce her name? Do you know how to pronounce her name? The girl from Big Bang Theory. Kaylee, whatever. So anyway, she's in that, and of course she used to be in The Search Charmed in the last few seasons. After it jumped the shark. Nestor's in this. Nestor Dennis. Nestor Carbonell. From, of course, TV series. I got right over there. I won it in a contest, actually. Bates Motel. Download here on YouTube. Good friend of mine, Nate. Full Moon edition of An American Werewolf in London. When I say Full Moon, I don't mean the company Full Moon. I mean it's a werewolf movie, and they just call it. Great documentary on here, actually. It's a full-length documentary. Beware the Moon. So another one we should really watch again. You know, have you seen that documentary? I don't think you have. We got a lot of documentaries around here that we haven't, like, that she hasn't watched with me. And she won't watch a lot of the horror films, but she will watch the documentaries. She really enjoys them. So let's get into some more of these here. So I have the remake of The Wolfman. A bunch of people didn't like this. I did. I thought that was a fun movie. I like werewolf movies. I thought Benicio del Toro did a great job in the film. I thought that Anthony Hopkins did a good job in the film as well. Did you like The Wolfman? That was good. I thought it was cool. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, pretty good. Overall, I enjoyed it. Jessica Biel did a good job. Eric Balfour. Last Exorcism I really liked. I was surprised, actually. I didn't think I was going to like this one. I watched this one with my son, and we really enjoyed it. Of course, I have the special edition set now, but this is part of the Anchor Bay collection. I'm kind of glad I had this one, too. It's the original Hellraiser, so very cool. Oh, we are not done. I know it may seem like we're done, but that's these. I told you guys this was going to be like a podcasting length video. I did not joke. Got a few more. Not too much. Although it's a Western, I will consider this one kind of a horror. Just because of the brutality of it. Obviously, the recent movie that came out by Tarantino, Hateful Eight, was very inspired by this film. That's Cutthroat's 9. Not totally horror, but you know. It's brutal. Graduation Day, 88 films, great edition. It's got a fantastic Scream Queens, Horror Heroines Exposed documentary. It's a full-length documentary on here. A bunch of great features as well. All the features from the Troma edition were transferred over as well. So I do like this movie. Actually, it's really fun. The Killer with the Stopwatch. Remember this one? And the girl, what's her name? Patch McKenzie or something like that. That's her real name too, Patch McKenzie. I guess that's her real. What's her name? That's the actress's name. Mother's Day. I like this movie a lot. Again, another one that's a Troma release. Great features on here too, like a bunch of features. I watched this one quite a few times. I really like Mother's Day. And here's one that I enjoy. It's got a broken case, though, unfortunately. I got to get a new case for this one. And that is Don't Go in the Woods Alone. I actually made her watch this one. It's a fun film. It's cheesy. It's fun, cheesy. It's got some great features on here as well, and just, you gotta love it. Slaughterhouse, a lot of people were excited about this because, this one hadn't been on Blu-ray, or I don't think they even been on DVD, or at least like a legit DVD, but it has an axe to grind. A big axe. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, again, another fantastic little kind of cheesy little film. That's Gunnar there, I think. And, because I know he's in it, yeah, it's Gunnar Hansen. Linnea Quigley does the dance of the chainsaws in this one. Again, this has Linnea Quigley's horror workout. We watched a bit of it, remember? And it's actually got a commentary on the workout, too, so it's like the great features on these 80 film stuff. Nail Gun Massacre. I think did you watch this one with me? You should. It's about a guy with a nail gun, and you got to guess who the killer is. It's not that hard. It's a fun film. The Boogeyman. This one, she watched all three of them. What a trooper. 3 of them? There's 2? 3? There's 3, right? Yeah, because there's the third one, which is in the asylum or something, yeah. And there's the Return of the Boogeyman, which is, I guess, a lot of footage. This was fun. It was a fun movie, the first one was. And it was ridiculous, but it was fun. Next up is a 3-pack, and it is the Children of the Corn trilogy. I strongly recommend this one. Very, very cool stuff. Got the original Children of the Corn right here. It's got a documentary on here, like a big documentary, The Life Like Sin, Legend of Donald P. Borchers. He did a lot of movies like Angel, Children of the Corn, Doppelganger, Crimes of Passion, Two Man Junction, Vamp. So that was really good. Remember that? Children of the Corn 2, The Fallen Sacrifice. It was really fun. And I actually really liked Urban Harvest. A lot of people don't, but I do. I like a lot of movies that a lot of people don't, to be totally honest with you. I got like a fun threshold. I'm like, these are fun movies. Let's have fun with movies. Bloodstained Shadow. This, however, is a really good quality giallo. If you haven't checked it out, you really should. This is one that me and my dad were going to watch, actually, the last night that he was out here. But we actually ended up watching SummerSlam. Probably should have watched Bloodstained Shadow. SummerSlam wasn't the best time. It was okay. They had some good matches. Zombie 3, this is the slipcover edition. This is the slipcover. It's a really nice slipcover. What does the slipcover have that the other one has? Got a bonus disc called Lucio Fulci Pora, and Pora makes Lucio Fulci remembered. I really like this. It's a very cool documentary, in my opinion. I think it basically take a lot of different people, give them basically 2 or 3 minutes, and they give their remembrances. Their, on Fulci. This is one I recommend to a lot of people. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but nobody ever forgot the film. Father's Day. So this is actually by the guys that did The Editor and movies like that. I don't think I had him watch this one with me, but it's about a guy, a killer, that in this town that goes around raping and killing dads when he finds out when they find out they become fathers. And there's and you got to see this movie. So there's 4 discs. There's a bonus soundtrack on here, a bunch of features. This is the other case for it. See, if I'd seen this case here, or this really cool stylized grindhouse case, I don't know if I would have picked it up, but I did, and I'm glad I did. Probably would, because I got this from the Troma table when we were talking to Lloyd Kaufman. So, yeah. Conventions, guys, go to them. You meet a lot of really cool people. And in the horror community, I found that pretty much they're a pretty cool community. Uh, Bruce Campbell is exactly what you imagine Bruce Campbell's going to be like. Tom Savini is not the horror story guy that you've heard. He's actually really, really cool. Probably one of the nicer guys. This was a birthday present from James, and I was so excited to get this. I think I must have watched this one like a half a dozen times. I watched the documentary like at least 6 times. And whenever somebody comes that hasn't seen the documentary, we watch it. Tenebrae, Steelbook, Synapse. This is my first and only Synapse Steelbook, I think. And I'm so excited. Synapse Steelbook. Synapse is known for the quality that they put in to these films. They got Suspiria coming out, and like another one. This is one I got from the UK. This was a big surprise. This one was a Halloween present from my better half. It came one day. Actually, I had no idea it was coming. And then we got it in the mail. I opened it up and squealed like a little kid. And it is Return of the Living Dead. This is a steelbook edition from Second Sight. It's a limited edition, limited special edition. Great features on it. It's got More Brains documentary, but all of it, not just the documentary part, but has all the special features that the documentary has, plus some more. This is the only way that I know of right now that you can actually get the movie with the complete, unaltered soundtrack. The original soundtrack of the film is completely on this here. Scream Factory did the best job that they could at getting it. You could not. There's one song that they weren't able to get. So if you have it from Scream Factory, you've got almost like the complete Return of the Living Dead. You're just missing the song, and you're missing the special features for the More Brains documentary, which is too bad actually, because it's really good. I have this movie, I think, in a couple different versions, but I wanted to get the Steelbook. It was actually really cheap at Walmart, so I grabbed up the Evil Dead Steelbook. Really fun. 7, again, another really cool Steelbook. The first time I saw this movie, pretty much, and this is a damn good movie, but everybody else that I was watching with fell asleep. Like a whole house full of people fell asleep watching this movie, and I was the only one left watching it. Because I have quality taste, I tell you. This is another one by Second Sight. I was very excited to get this one. I have one more Second Sight. I think one more Steelbook from Second Sight to get, or one or two more. I got to get this Reanimator one that I grabbed on the road. But this one here, Basket Case Trilogy. I didn't have this. I think I had like the DVD of the first one, but I didn't have it in the others. And I get like all of them on 3 Blu-rays. Really cool. So each one gets its own Blu-rays. Again, I love the Basket Case films. I like Hanna-Lauter stuff anyway. Next up is Friday the 13th Uncut. Friday the 13th Part 2. They put it like a big set, like a 10. And then here in Canada, they put some of them on like double feature sets on Blu-ray. So these are basically the deluxe editions, transfer over to Blu-ray. So if you've seen the deluxe editions, 2-disc DVD editions, I had all of them. And I gave them to my son actually when I upgraded. Yeah, because I already had like a set. I got the Mask set too. That's on DVD, so that's not part of this one here. But it's 1 and 2. 2 of my favorites. 2 is I think is one of maybe my favorite. I like Part 3 too. Part 3 is really good. The first 4 actually, I really love. I like them all, but the first 4 definitely the best. Speaking of which, Part 3 is on here in 3D, and Part 4, the final chapter. Unfortunately, the 3D is still the Anagраф 3D. I was kind of hoping they would have went for the real 3D. Like even freaking My Bloody Valentine 3D, which is now a big movie, got an actual Blu-ray real 3D from Best Buy. So come on, guys, don't be slack. I got the When a Stranger Calls, Happy Birthday to Me. I'm a really big fan of both these movies. Happy Birthday to Me is a special favorite of mine. When a Stranger Calls, classic Canucksploitation horror we got as well. We got Hollow Man 1 and 2. What will you do when you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror the next day? Oh. This was given me. That Sammy gave me this one, actually. The Breed and Day of the Dead. Basically, this is a remake thing, kind of remake. This company bought the rights to Day of the Dead, and they bought the rights to another one. I don't think I've ever watched Day of the Dead, to be honest with I think I've seen The Breed because I like Michelle Rodriguez. She is really cute. And Taryn Manning's in this one as well, of course. And Taryn Manning, Sons of Anarchy, shows like that. She's like Reanimator. Everybody knows I love Reanimator. This is the Image Entertainment Edition. There's a ton of bonus features on here. Great stuff. Of course, I have the Scream Factory, the Arrow, Broad Reanimator, another cool one. One I picked up recently for very cheap was Psych 9, Ghost House Underground. Haven't watched it yet. Guess it's good. Here's some Hammer stuff. So remember the Hammer I mentioned earlier, and Doug, the Nostalgia Critic, for some reason had missed out on the Hammer thing. Hopefully he's rectified that now and watched a ton of Hammer. So first one, Curse of Frankenstein, 3-disc set. And then one they did next, Dracula. I get another cool 3-disc set. These are really good. These are from England. I really recommend these. Amazing stuff. Gothic horror done right. And then the next one they put out was The Mummy. So I got all 3 classic ones here. The Frankenstein, Dracula, and The Mummy. Millennium put out. The Millennium Company got sold to another company. Unfortunately, that stopped them from getting others, but they did some great stuff. Frankenstein Created a Woman. Great set. There's actually some lobby cards and everything in here. I do recommend you picking this up if you see it. The first of the Dracula films that I saw from Hammer was this one here, Dracula Prince of Darkness. Again, another one I really like. Christopher Lee didn't like the lines of the movie so much he refused to speak in it at all, so Dracula's mute in the movie. He doesn't say a word. Which is kind of ironic, since later on he would do Satanic Rites of Dracula, and the dialogue in that is atrocious. Toolbox Murders, really, actually, this is a really good movie. It's like based on an actual true story, and there's a couple of cool twists in it. Wesley Ury, one of the original guys that played Mike Horton on Days of Our Lives, actually has a big part in this. The classic Roger Corman. It says Shout Factory, not Scream Factory. That's why it's here. Piranha, that's one of her favorites. I think she likes.
My favorite is Piranha too.
Because they fly.
Spawning.
And the spawning. You like the spawning. That's not on Blu-ray yet, though, I don't think. But Piranha it's a good one. This is the first Shout Factory that we ever bought. Well, we bought it on DVD. We just upgraded that one later on. Again, this was one I thought for sure was going to be a Scream Factory release. I think it was a mistake that it wasn't. Q, The Winged Serpent, and again, you guys know I like Larry Cohen, so great film. God Told Me To. Another kind of like really fun, fantastic little film there. New York Ripper. I had a Lucio Fulci set, and it came with another movie. I think like the one with the girl, the haunting type one, Manhattan Baby. And it was supposed to be New York Ripper, but I opened it up and it had the DVD of Scream Factory's Space One. You know what I'm talking about. I got it from Arrow, a better edition from Arrow. But it had a couple of different features. Then it sold out, apparently went out of print. So I actually have the DVD of that, actually. Todd did like a comparison video.
Yes.
You did?
It's the vampire one.
Yeah.
The vampire alien.
Mathilda May. So you remember everything but the name.
Except the name of the movie.
You know, Patrick Stewart's in it. See Rails back.
Anyway, they know
Great.
I know it.
You guys know it. You're like probably screaming, how can you not know the name of this movie? But but anyway, if Todd Iwanos did like a bunch of these Scream versus Arrow videos that I strongly recommend you check out. I think it was like, he's got a great collection of stuff, but I think like when he started his channel, that was like the genesis. That was pretty much, okay, this channel's going to take off. It was a great idea. I wish I thought of it first. I really do. It was really cool. Anyway, Sammy got me this one here, New York Ripper, because it wasn't in the set. He said, I'm going to send you something, and I was so excited when I got this. We watched this one together. Kind of sleazy, but it's...
Kind of.
But it's Lucio Fulci. It was good, though. He's like quacking like a duck, and I love this movie. Favorite of mine, one of my favorite directors, guys, is Sergio Martino, and Torso is a great movie. This one has a really good, like, especially the last 50 minutes of the film. Very suspenseful. classic blaxploitation horror, Sugar Hill. We really enjoyed this one. The guy that plays the Baron Samedi, he's so good. He just makes the film for me. And Robert Quarry from Count Yorga is the bad guy in this one. So very cool. uh, White Zombie. I really really like this movie. Bela Lugosi, Keanu does a great job with this. I know they put out a different edition of this afterwards, but this is by far for me with the features and stuff that's on here. Yep, this is a version of White Zombie I would definitely recommend. It's the one to pick up. Keanu also put a classic slasher film from the 80s that I didn't think was ever going to get a Blu-ray release, and that is Jennifer Runyon, who definitely stole my heart in the movie Up the Creek back in the day when I was a teenage Aaron. To All a Good Night. And it was just, I think, didn't David Hess write? Yeah, David Hess. You know, the guy from Last House on the Left, and of course a bunch of other movies. Well, he directed that. So very actually fun little movie. This is one I haven't checked out yet. I know I've seen this one a long time ago, but maybe the case is throwing me off. I don't remember the plot. This was one of the ones that James gave me in a really epic unboxing. James is like a frequent commenter, and actually a good friend of mine. Actually, we speak on one of the few times I used to speak on to him on like Facebook for a while, but he's been kind of busy recently. But actually, I gotta hit him up again, speak to him. Breeders. I gotta watch this. It's kind of a monster movie. It has like some cheesiness. I know there's a bit of nudity in this one, so I'm not gonna like it. Because I like That's the Name Jam one. So, 1986, guys. You got to check them out.
Life Force.
Life Force. That's the one. Yeah. You're like, you got this, like, really, she's got this, you can't see her, but she got this super pleased smile on her face right now because she remembered the name of the movie. Something I couldn't do because had to focus on the camera. I would have totally remembered. The Deadly Bees. The other Bees film. You haven't seen this one yet. This is Amicus. This is English. This is like, some decent actors on it. Screenplay by Robert Bloch, who did Psycho. Suzanne Lee, Frank Finley. So yeah, definitely look forward to checking this one out. Night of the Demons 2. For a long time I didn't watch this movie because I'd watched the first one with my good friend Kelly, who used to work with me. Unfortunately, she moved away. And we were going to do like this whole like series of like Stephen King movie reviews. And she was going to talk about the book. I was going to talk about the movie. But basically her husband moved out of town, and then she moved out of town too. She's got another job now. She's doing well. Recently had a birthday. But Night of the Demons I saw with her and a good friend of hers, so I was hoping that the three of us would watch them. But Friends, enjoy them. Satan's Blade, one of Hint's favorite movies of all time. Actually, we really did enjoy this movie. This is a fun movie. Arrow put it one of this. Guys, I have this slasher video olive edition. Is there anything I'm missing from the Arrow edition? Do I need to double dip on Satan's Blade? Do I need to double dip on Satan's Blade Hint? She's like, no. I don't know. There's some pretty cool stuff with this. Also got Shock 'Em Dad, another great slasher release. And, okay, it's not slasher. I think it's in there. That was Deadly Prey, by the way, guys, but it's not a horror movie, so. Very, very cool release. Nightmare Castle has two other films on it, Castle of Blood and Terror Creatures from the Grave. Barbara Steele films, great stuff. This was put up by Sevron, one of the few Sevrons I got. Some cool features on here. I kind of want to watch some of these with Hand. I think she'll like these. These are kind of like the classic ones. Some black and white stuff. Pete Walker. If you guys know me and you watch my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of English horror director Pete Walker. So came around a chance to get like pretty much all of Pete Walker's stuff at the same time. A site that I go to a lot called DVD Beaver. The guy at the time was selling off a bunch of his stuff for actually amazingly great prices. He was doing it because like to keep for a server and stuff like that. And I managed to get a bunch of stuff from him. Gary's name is. He was a great guy, really easy to work with. The stuff came super fast. DVD Beef is a great site. I recommend it. Like strongly recommend the site. They do great write-ups, great screenshots. So I got the Pete Walker collection. I love this movie. The Flesh and Blood shows on here. Frightmare, which is a fantastic film as well. House of Mortal Sin, and of course, well, there's Home Before Midnight. And of course, got the two non-horror ones. The Big Switch and Man of Violence are on here. But you get like a lot of Pete Walker stuff. Also got some more Pete Walker stuff. I got House of Whipcord. This is really cool. You haven't watched something yet, have you? Sheila Keith in this one. It's not the prison movie like you think. It's like this is English. It's different. Very well done. Schizo. This is really good. The killer thing about this is because of its title, you can kind of guess who the killer is. Because it's called Schizo. But if it wasn't called Schizo, it's actually a really good murder mystery. Die Screaming Marianne, probably one of Pete Walker's lesser films, though I want all of his films. And Susan George is in this. Susan George is a very beautiful lady. I would just wish I could recommend it more, but it's okay. It's not great. And of course, the last Pete Walker I got is The Comeback. This is my favorite of the Pete Walker films. I think there's just something I saw it at a time that it really left it had an influence on me. That's very much an English giallo, straightforward. That's pretty much what it is. Kind of the English rock star at the time. Jack Jones actually stars in this. David Dial from Charlie's Angels in this as well. Great cast. I don't like the cover, but this one I got. I think this was my first redemption. This is one that kind of I better have what you think out on eBay. She surprised me with. That is Jess Franco's only non-sleazy movie. Oasis of the Zombies. I'm serious. There's like an opening sequence that has this lesbian couple in it, and they don't take advantage of that fact. I'm like, Jess Franco, what the hell? When I pick up Jess Franco, I expect to see the sleaze. I kind of want that. It's an expected thing. Next up are a couple of Criterion ones. There's Night of the Hunter, like I told you before. This is my dad's favorite film of all time. I actually bought him the Criterion edition of this one for Christmas one year. I read it just after it came out. I think it's just after. So I love this movie. There's a great documentary on here, a fantastic one. And I'm not sure if you haven't seen this one either. It's like 2.5 hours long. This is a great movie, one of the great movies of all time. Charles Laughton, the only movie Charles Laughton ever directed. It's such a shame because he's such a good director. My voice is totally going. I apologize if you can hear me clear my throat a bit. But because I gotta... Yeah, she's right. So, I'm going to pause this. She's like, pause the movie. You're clearing your throat way too much. I'll be right back. But you won't know because editing magic. It's like I never left at all. I have to mention one thing before I go on. I was putting the movies away. Well, some of them away. Well, getting them ready to go away. Because we have some more to do. But I found it about the really cool editions of the Hammer films, the triple play ones, basically from a good friend of mine, Des, who actually sent me a really cool one, and I gotta thank him for that. Like again, I thanked him when I got it and I did the unboxing here, but still amazing. And I thought I'd mention that again. So next up here we got a couple Criterion ones to show you. So first up is David Cronenberg's Scanners. I really do dig this one. And oh my god, I know what I forgot. Do I have it on Blu-ray? I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, I do. Anyway, also on Blu-ray that I have is. I'll be right back. I'm not going to turn it off or anything like that. Shag that. Well, looks like I can't find it right now. I apologize. But I also have the Criterion edition of the movie Videodrome on Blu-ray as well, which of course fits. You know what I got in my hand? Guess what I was looking for. It's been a long video. That's my only excuse. I'm looking for a video that I have in my hand. Uh, David Cronenberg's classic scanners. Really enjoyed that. Mike Laurentide's really cool in that. And of course, David Cronenberg's Videodrome. I do have the Arrow edition as well, which is amazing. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I love the way they did it here. The Criterion Videodrome is one of my favorites. So obviously I'm going to have the Criterion and the Arrow edition of that. I do find the Arrow one to be a superior edition of it, in my opinion. But maybe like the Criterion better. To each their own. I kind of put this one for the Crater Lake Monster, Galaxina, and the Crater Lake Monster double feature. I was really excited to get this because, of course, Dorothy Stratton. That's a shame what happened with her. Star 80, watch that movie, guys. It is a great movie, actually. And we have The Shining here. It's a 3-pack that I got from Sammy. It has The Shining, the Clockwork Orange, and 2001: Space Odyssey. Just fantastic stuff. They each all have, like, I know that Clockwork Orange is a Channel 4 documentary, and 2001 is a Channel 4 documentary. There's a The Shining has like a commentary on it. I've got like the DVD of The Shining too, and it's like a 2-disc edition. I think it has more features than the Blu-ray, to be honest with you. But they have like these movies in Blu-ray. It's incredible. They're just fantastic little films. It's Kubrick, guys. It's Kubrick. And you know, it's 3 Blu-rays, not just. Shining's such a beautiful movie. Not a good adaptation of the source material, but a great film on its own. Curtains. I love this movie. Everybody knows I love this movie. If you're new to my channel, buy this movie. Buy Curtains. It's really good. It's an 80s film that combines the slasher genre and the giallo genre, and actually manages to take these 2 genres and put them together and make them work. It's visually entertaining. It's got a great cast. The ending of it is really cool. And I gotta say, I really did like this film. Great mask. This is by Synapse. It is a fantastic addition to this movie that they did. Pick up Curtains. I really recommend it. That was one of my top picks of the year when this one came out. I also got Twins of Evil. I love this movie. It's just a fun Hammer one. They were doing a lot of different like stuff, getting away from just like Christopher Lee Dracula, which is actually really cool. I love Christopher Lee's Dracula, but it's cool to see them do other stuff as well. They had the more like titillating films as well. The Beautiful Ladies, and that is the twins that were played by the Collinsons. Yeah, Collinson twins. Sorceress. This is the one that James gave me in the really epic unboxing. Love this movie. It's cheesy and bad, and it's got Julie Strain, it's got Linda Blair, Michael Parks is in this movie actually. But no, I really like this movie. It's just the cheesy, like pretty much the cheese fest horror crossed with expectation stuff that I really enjoy. Speaking of stuff I really enjoy, that everybody should have, Maniac Cop. This is the Synapse edition of it. I have this on DVD from Arrow as well, the Arrowdrome actually. But I love this one here. My cousin Raj gave me a gift card once, and for Christmas and for HMV, and I went back over there and I looked through and I grabbed Maniac Cop as soon as I saw it because I really wanted to own this movie. Went up to Ottawa and was able to pick up from Blue Underground the Maniac Cop Part 2. This is a great release, by the way, guys. It's a great movie, but it's got like a lot of features on here. Really cool stuff. A fantastic slipcover, by the way. Just great. It's embossed. It's beautifully embossed. See Jackie Earle Haley in the horror film before, that one, before Nightmare on Elm Street, before that. Yeah. Maniac Cop 3, Badge of Silence. Is it the best film? Not so much. Do I like it? I love it actually. It's a really fun film, and I don't like the Maniac Cop part of it. I actually kind of like Jackie Earle Haley's like kind of twist part of it. Sadly, Maniac Cop was underutilized in this film, but I still like the film, and it's a really great addition. There are some great bonus features. When a movie goes right, you can get some really cool bonus features. When a movie goes horribly wrong, you get some even better bonus features. Their fan, actually, Mon Macabre. We really enjoyed this one. I watched this one with my better half. I don't think it's something she would normally watch, but it was so well done. We really did enjoy it. Uh, the music was really decent in this one. It was a slow burn, definitely. Um, cool classic one, Legend of the Skin. Uh, did really dig this film. Great Lucio Fulci one. It is definitely a masterpiece. Fantastic features on here as well. Fantastic. Did I accidentally get a couple of screen factors? I did. I'm going to put them over there. Sorry, guys. Next up is Frankenhooker. I really like this movie. Again, I got this Snaps version way before I knew that Arrow even had one out there. I don't know if there's any difference in like the in the features. I haven't looked it up. I don't. Did did anybody do like a versus on these? Frankenhooker, really do like this one. If you know if there's any differences, let me know. Prom Night, another great addition of Snaps. They did a fantastic job in this movie. They did put in a bunch of great features. The transfer is awesome on this film. Film has never looked or seen better days than this. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the slasher movies, the 80s, and I really did like Prom Night. Here's the cool thing about I got Prom Night in a minute. I got like a 4-pack with like all 4 prominent movies on there. I got my cousin Raj like a 5-pack one year with because he collects like 80s movies and stuff like that. So I got him like the 5-pack of the Prom Night 1, 2, 3, 4 in the remake. So it's pretty cool. The very first movie it was ever given to me was sent to me on through my YouTube channel. At the time, I didn't know that people sent people stuff on YouTube. I just was like starting my channel, and I got a message from a guy that's actually from Toddy Walnuts, and he said, I'd like to send you something, and I had no idea that this existed. I knew I knew the original, but I didn't know there was a special Synapse Films, .com exclusive, and I didn't know there's like a. Anyway, he sent me this, the definitive document of the dead. I had seen this once in like a, not this edition, but like the other edition, the DVD, at a library in Randon, and I really fell in love with it. I never ever owned it, but this has the. It's got 2 editions of the film on here as well. It's got the commentary. It's got the Blu-ray. This contains this original 66-minute version of the Document of the Dead, exclusive to this Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Again, there's a 102-minute version of it as well. Special for a poster. That was the first time anybody ever sent me anything on here, and it was really. It was touching, actually, to be honest with you. It's one of the things that inspired me to keep on and making this stuff. Is that I knew that I not just that I got something in the mail, but that somebody had liked my videos enough at the time to actually go out of their way and send me something, and I really appreciate that. I really do. So yeah, Toddy Walnuts, you're a huge part of like me getting this channel started and keeping it going. Thanks. Document the Dead. I really dig this film. I do. I so do. The Dorm That Dripped Blood. What a harsh ending. This is so cool. Daphne Zuniga's in this, and I'm a huge fan of Daphne Zuniga. They're at Arrow is finally putting the Initiation on Blu-ray. I'm so excited. I love that movie. It's a great slasher film. Don't pass it up when it comes out by Arrow, by the way, guys. It's one you got to get. So if you watch my channel and you like slashers and you know the type that like get the initiation. I don't mean this is like a bad one when I show you like some stuff that's kind of crap. It's actually a really good slasher film. I really liked it. This one is pretty cool. Well, I've got a couple more of the highfalutin criterions to show you. Actually, Don't Look Now is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a masterclass in editing. The editing on this film is amazing. I know it sounds like a really geeky, filmy thing to say, but it's true. I'm a geeky, filmy guy. Definitely check this out. It's a fantastic film. Julie Christie, Donald Sutherland. Love this movie. Yeah, I had the when I was growing up, as a kid, my mom was in the Double A Book Club, and she would always like get me some books because she wanted to. I was a big reader, and she wanted to make sure she was a reader as well. That I did read, and that was a kind of a constant in my life. So I got like the Daphne du Maurier collection, and of course Don't Look Now. I love this one. This one I didn't know much about. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hadn't seen the film. Then I watched a Criterion thing. Where they do the kind of 3 minutes of, and they show like parts of the film, and it looked gorgeous. It was like beautiful, fantastic. Valerie and her Week of Wonders. I recommend it. I really do. It's not for everybody. It's very different. It's a very foreign film, but it's got some gorgeous visuals on it. One of my favorite Criterion covers of all time is this one right here for Blowout. You guys know I'm a huge Brian De Palma fan, and Blowout is a fantastic film. I actually love the kind of the cool little cheesy fake movie done at the beginning of the film, the kind of fake out thing. Nancy Allen, of course, worked with De Palma a lot for obvious reasons. John Travolta, she's a fantastic actress, actually. It's got a second film under Murder a la Mode. Just some great stuff. I got so much to put back on it. But we're almost there, guys. We're almost at the end. Now let's look at some Twilight Times. The Blob. I love The Blob. This is one of my faves. This one here. I love both versions of The Blob. But there's something about this. I just really enjoyed this movie. Kevin Dillon, just amazing. Fright Night. 30th anniversary edition. I wasn't going to get this one. I didn't think I was going to get it. A friend of mine got me this one as well. It was a big shock, big surprise for me. And I was so happy to have that movie. It was just incredible. I love that movie. 10 to Midnight, again, another fantastic one. Bronson, and a Bronson movie in the horror section. Yeah, it's kind of a slashery film. Very good villain in this movie, by the way. Strange Invaders, kind of a comedy, sci-fi, bit of horror in there. I include that one as well. Scream and Scream Again is another one that like blurs the line between sci-fi and horror, and that, and more sci-fi I think than horror for it really, but still, Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing I think is in this one as well. It's been a while since I've seen this one. Yeah. Count Yorga Vampire. I did enjoy this one. I enjoyed it more than my better half. Well, she kind of liked it, but she was kind of like it was a little dark for her, I think. But wait till she's returned King York. I might get the King York collection from Arrow for good England. Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires. I just dig that movie. I really do. We're almost finished, guys. Almost finished. Hope you guys have stayed for this whole thing and enjoyed it. Obviously, this took a lot of work to get all these out and put these in there, and putting these back as well. Four Flies in Grey Velvet, the original movie that was missing for a very long period of time. Shameless put it out on Blu-ray. It's part of my birthday gift this year. As you guys know, if you've been watching since my birthday, you saw that I had a huge Shameless set a bunch for my birthday. I'm hoping to get a bunch more when I go to England there. Ganja Hess, I really did enjoy this one. This was remade by Spike Lee actually. I can't remember the name. The title of the remake is eluding me right now, so you guys can probably scream that when it's screen, same as you did with Life Force. But I really did like this movie. Me and my better half actually reviewed this one on my channel, Ganja Hess, and I think it's one of the better reviews that were done. Not so much by me, but her her part of the review was really well done, and she put up some points that I hadn't even thought about. It was fantastic. James, Vampire Circus. I love this movie. This is awesome. This is a fantastic film. This is one of my favorites. Hands of the Ripper. Again, just incredible stuff. Gotta be careful. There's no nudity stuff on here. Countess Dracula. There. I gotta be very careful. Countess Dracula. Again, it's artwork, so it's not like actual stuff. So you gotta, but still, just be sure. And my only, just like I only have one Code Red, I also only have one Scorpion releasing Blu-ray. Hopefully I get some more. That was a horrible attempt at a Sookie face. It just didn't work at all. But The Unseen by Barbara Bach. With Barbara Bach. I really did like this. It's Stephen First in this one. He's a killer in this one, right? That's not like really a spoiler. It's not a mystery. I really did like this movie. So there we go. Aside from now, of course, I've got like a bunch of Scream Factories and Arrows there as well to with a lot more horror there. But that is my without Scream Factory and without Arrow. That's my pretty much, unless I've missed out some stuff. And I did. So we're not done. We're almost done. I promise you. Here we go. God. Blah, 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 blah. So, Alfred Hitchcock, The Classic Collection. That has Rebecca, Notorious, and Spellbound. We've got Rebecca in a couple different editions now. Also, remember when I said before I was very excited about the House on Straw Hill, and there was like a big set she had me that I was excited about, but I just didn't show the right amount of excitement at the time. So she was like, "Did you not like it?" But I loved it. It's an amazing one. I think it belongs in everybody's collection, and that is Alfred Hitchcock, The Masterpiece Collection. It's got some great movies on here. The Birds is in here, Psycho's in here, Vertigo's in here, Revenant's in here. Amazing. My favorite one of all time is Shadow of a Doubt. That is my favorite Hitchcock film. So, there we go. We got just a couple more here. I have, of course, the Nightmare on Elm Street collection that came out on Blu-ray. I really dig that one. A lot of cool bonus features and stuff on there as well. And what's really cool, that has a disc that has like 2 episodes from the Freddy's Nightmare TV series. Which ones did he do? It's a Miserable Life and Killer Instinct. Not the 2 that I would have picked, but still. Really fun stuff. The Alien Anthology, again, there's a set that I think everybody should have. Is this horror? Yes. I think this Aliens, especially the first one, really ranks more horror than sci-fi in that, because it's a slasher film. Space is what it is. Halloween space with the Xenomorph. Alien Anthology, I do love this one here. Next up is Leprechaun, the complete collection, even as a crappy one that WB did. But again, I did have fun with these films, and there is like 7 films on here. The first 3 are the best, actually. Leprechaun Space is pretty cool. Of all the in-space movies, this is my favorite. It just has some really cool cheesy lines. It's got the girl from Debbie Dunning, actually, from Home Improvement. She was the second Tool-Time girl after Pamela Anderson left. I've got those 2 classic Leprechaun in the Hood movies, and the horrible Leprechaun movie done by WWE. And last but not least, definitely not least, a very good edition, my favorite edition of this that's been put out. There's been like Steelbooks, there's been like Digibooks, but I love this edition here. It's got a little book in it as well. You guys know I like Friedkin, and The Exorcist. It's a classic. When I saw it first, I didn't get it. I got the film, I just didn't get freaked out. I didn't get like scared. And I was like, But, wow. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I think it's fairly epic for for one of these things. As you guys know, I just made some tea. I paused the video to do that. Let my better half get sleep. Oh man, I gotta put all this stuff back. It's gonna take a while. But it's gonna be fun, because I do enjoy putting these things back and redoing the order that they're in, stuff like that. So right now, guys, for me, it's time for tea. Have a great night, and hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do, please, and because that really does, like, you know, help my channel. If you can actually, if you want to share it, I would strongly appreciate that. I'm hoping to, like, just hope to build up my channel a bit. I'm putting a lot of work into it recently, and I hope you guys are noticing that I'm trying to get, like, trying to get more consistent with my videos and trying to show some more stuff and get some different stuff out there. So I'm working on it. I'm hard at work on it. Thank you so much, guys. And for me right now, it is time for tea. Hey there, thanks for staying for the after credits sequence, especially after such a long video. So I'm gonna bless you with a very short after credits sequence. I mentioned that I had won, like, a contest earlier on, like a while back, like a couple years back, and that was for this one here, Bates Motel. Actually, Nathan, who I think he's changed his name a couple times on here, but I think Empty Theater was the name that he went with, or he goes with. I gotta, because I got so much to catch up on. I guess Logan. But Bates Motel Season 1, really, really enjoy this series. It lasted me for a bit. I found the character become a little bit unlikable. Serial killer, I guess, but very cool edition. Check it out. So it's a horror on Blu-ray, I guess, but I was trying to keep TV shows out of it, but it's an after credit sequence. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night, and really is my voice is going. So before I start talking like Christian Slater, it's time for tea.